You know, some stories don't really have an ending. They just have a giant question mark hanging over them. Today, we're going to dive into 10 of the biggest unsolved riddles in history. These are events and places that still, to this day, just defy all explanation and really capture our imagination. So, let's start our journey into the unknown. And that right there, that's the heart of it all. We're not just talking about simple puzzles here. These are like haunting echoes from the past, and they challenge everything we think we know. All right, kicking off our countdown at number 10, we are heading to a pretty notorious stretch of the Atlantic Ocean. It's a place that's infamous in stories of the sea, a place where compasses supposedly spin like crazy, and the rules of physics just seem to bend, and sometimes they just break. What's so wild about this one is just how completely these things disappear. I mean, dozens of ships and planes have gone into the zone, and poof, they just cease to exist. People have theories, sure, everything from giant rogue waves to massive gas eruptions from the seafloor, but none of it really explains the total lack of distress calls or why there's no debris. Just silence. It's truly unnerving. Okay, leaving the deep ocean, our journey's going to take us way, way back in time. At number 9, we're standing in front of the last surviving wonder of the ancient world, a monument that is just a testament to a totally impossible feat of engineering. Seriously, just try to wrap your head around it. Millions of massive stone blocks, some of them weighing up to 80 tons, all lifted and placed with a precision that would be a challenge for us even with all of our modern tech. People talk about huge ramps or internal spirals, maybe even using water, but no single theory solves the whole puzzle. So the question has always been, and still is, how did they do it? For number 8, we're headed to a place that for decades, the US government swore didn't even exist. It's hidden deep out in the Nevada desert, a top secret military base with a name that's basically become a synonym for conspiracy theories, Area 51. You know, the intense secrecy is really what fuels the fire here. Are they actually reverse engineering alien tech from crashed UFOs, or are they just testing super advanced next-gen stealth planes? There are tons of eyewitnesses who swear they've seen strange lights in the sky, but the official story? Well, that remains a carefully built wall of silence. Coming in at number 7, we're traveling down to the deserts of southern Peru to see these massive works of art that the artists themselves could have never, ever seen completely. So these are called geoglyphs. They're enormous drawings etched into the desert floor hundreds of years ago. You can see spiders, monkeys, hummingbirds, and they stretch for miles. Some people think they were linked to astronomy, maybe rituals to summon rain. But here's the kicker. They're so huge you can only really see what they are from high up in the air. So you have to wonder, who were they talking to? And what were they trying to say? At number 6, we've got America's oldest unsolved mystery. Back in the late 1500s, an entire English colony, we're talking over 100 men, women, and children, settled on Roanoke Island. And then they just vanished off the face of the earth. When the supply ship finally came back, the whole settlement was just deserted. It was eerie. No signs of a fight, no bodies, absolutely nothing. The most likely theory is that the colonists just blended in with local Native American tribes, but there's no real proof. The only thing they found was a single cryptic word carved into a post. For our number 5 spot, we're off to a windswept field in England to look at a prehistoric monument that has been baffling historians for literally centuries. A silent, powerful circle of massive standing stones, Stonehenge. So with Stonehenge, we're really facing 2 huge questions. First, how in the world did they build it? How did a society from that long ago move these gigantic stones, some from over 150 miles away? And second, why? Was it some kind of temple for the solstices, a celestial calendar, maybe a sacred burial site? The stones, they're keeping their secrets. Let's move on to a mystery that you can actually hold in your hands, but you'll never understand. Number 4 is a book. It's filled with weird drawings of plants that don't exist and strange celestial charts, and it's written entirely in a code that has beaten every single attempt to crack it. Seriously, the world's best code breakers, from the guys in World War II to modern supercomputers and AI, have all been completely stumped by it. So what is it? A lost language, an incredibly elaborate hoax, or something else? To this day, whatever it says remains a total mystery. Okay, for number 3, we're stepping into the foggy, gaslit streets of Victorian London and into the shadow of maybe the most infamous serial killer of all time. This person terrorized the city with a series of absolutely brutal murders and then just disappeared as quickly as he appeared. The list of suspects over the years has been wild, from doctors to artists, even royalty. But his real identity is still fiercely debated. He's a ghost who was never caught, his name forever a part of history's dark side. At number 2, we have a truly chilling and deeply strange modern mystery from the Ural Mountains in Russia. Back in 1959, 9 very experienced hikers went out on an expedition, and they never came back. When they found their camp, the tent was cut open from the inside. Their bodies were found scattered out in the snow, some of them barely dressed for the cold, and they had these horrific internal injuries, but with no signs of a struggle on the outside. The official cause of death was listed as a compelling natural force, a phrase that is just as vague and chilling as the mystery itself. So we've seen people vanish, we've seen impossible buildings, and killers who were never caught. But what's the greatest mystery of all? What's the one that sits right at the foundation of myth and history itself? And here it is. Our number 1 greatest mystery is a name that has echoed down through thousands of years. The legend of a lost island civilization, a perfect society that had incredible power and wisdom before it was swallowed by the sea. The philosopher Plato was the first to write about it, and ever since then, Atlantis has been the ultimate prize for explorers and historians. So, was it just a story with a moral, a myth? Or could it be a real lost chapter of human history? Maybe a memory of a real disaster from the Bronze Age? The question is still out there. Was Atlantis a real place, its memory now just faded into legend? And that leaves us with one last, kind of haunting thought. With all of these mysteries, from the pyramids on the ground to the stars up above, is the truth just lost to time? Or what if the truth is hidden on purpose?